Hey everybody, welcome back to Fight for the Tooth, Rachel's Dental Crusade. I am Rachel, your host, your hostess with the mostest, and I wanted to tell you a story. So I kind of gave you like a little background of my experience with cancer and getting lots of chemotherapy, radiation treatments over the course of 2.5 years, and the start of my dental deterioration, which for me was beyond devastating because who in the world wants to be 28 with their teeth falling out? Nobody, okay? And I had not started my nonprofit, You Can, until 2009. And the crazy part was, it wasn't even because of the teeth thing that I started this nonprofit. I started this nonprofit organization, You Can, which is United Cancer Advocacy Action Network, like my cool shirt. You can! You can! I started it because I didn't understand why there was so much information left out when you were diagnosed with cancer. You know, you were only given what your diagnosis was, what the treatment option or treatment options were. You were only given so much information, and even the information they gave you was never really enough, okay? Nobody ever taught me how to eat better. Nobody really told me what the bigger side effects could possibly be, you know, like organ damage or lymphedema or my teeth falling out or herniated disc and degenerative disc disease or damage to my brain that would affect my cognitive and functional everything. I mean, nobody told me about all the different possible things. They just told me the basics. Your hair might fall out. You'll get sick and nauseous. You might throw up. You might get constipated. You will be infertile and not be able to have children. You know, like the super common stuff. And I was mad, okay? I was mad that there was not more information given to me when I had cancer, and I didn't understand it. And I had volunteered for a couple cancer nonprofit organizations and shared my story, and I still didn't feel connected enough to people, okay? And so in 2008, my little brother said to me, "You're speaking at all these high schools, you're speaking for all these organizations, why don't you start a nonprofit?" And I said to my brother, "I'm not that crazy." Okay, so that's where it's funny, right? Because I am that crazy. Because it was less than a year later that I decided I'm going to start a nonprofit. I'm going to start You Can, and You Can stands for United Cancer Advocacy Action Network. And I started this organization because I wanted to be able to help patients, and I wanted to be able to provide as much information as possible to those who are affected by cancer. And to date, we have helped over 6,500 cancer patients all across the country, with all types of cancer, all ages, and it's amazing, okay? It's amazing. So I don't want to get away from the story, but you have to know that. That is a huge part of my story, starting a nonprofit, because when my teeth started falling out, I was like, I have to do something to try to warn these patients from this happening to them. So I started You Can in 2009, and by 2010, I started dealing with even more dental deterioration and dental damage, and it just seemed to continually get worse, okay? And just like in the other video, I talked about how I went to a health expo and I talked to a dentist, and he told me that I could have prevented the damage to my teeth with fluoride trays. A fluoride tray for $200. Fluoride tray could have prevented $45,000 plus worth of damage that I can't afford to fix, okay? And the kicker was, I saw a dentist, before I got my treatments, like my biggest treatments for my stem cell transplant, I saw a dentist. Oi, Chihuahua, like, right? I saw a dentist. I saw a group of dentists through a big medical center, and nobody thought it was important. I mean, like, they were doing, like, fillings and stuff. Nobody thought it was important to say, hey, by the way, you could prevent dental damage by using a fluoride tray. Nobody told me, okay? So the lack of information was so disheartening and so bad, which we've already established that, okay? And in 2011, I decided I was going to take another step. So I had not only started a program through my nonprofit organization where we offered fluoride trays to patients for free through specific dentists that we had within our community, our local community of Ventura and LA County. We had been running that program, and a lot of patients were getting those fluoride trays to prevent their teeth from falling out, okay? And by 2011, I was like, okay, I want to know what else is going on out there, how many other cancer hospitals are providing this information, because I could not understand why my cancer hospital, which is a world-renowned cancer center, was not providing this information to patients. I mean, it's like ridiculous. Like, there should be a protocol where you are like, hey, by the way, you're getting chemotherapy, let me tell you how to prevent this damage from happening to you. Because it's not like it's something that's difficult. It's not like it's something that most people cannot afford, because if you have insurance, most insurances will cover this. So why would you not tell people? It's ridiculous, okay? So in 2011, I decided I was going to drive across the country. And I surely did. It was exciting. I went with my assistant, Sarah, at the time. And Sarah and I drove 8,500 miles in 21 days, all the way around the country. We visited some of the top cancer centers in the country to find out what information they were providing to patients about preventative care. And let me tell you, I mean, it was like amazing. It was amazing to meet with these cancer centers and to see what information they were giving to patients, and the packets of information and the papers and everything that they taught them about how to prevent the damage, and all that stuff was amazing. But at the same time, it was so disheartening, because I still could not understand why it was not important for, like, those dentists I saw back in 2008. I mean, those dentists, they could have told me. And they were a cancer hospital. They could have told me that. Nobody told me that, okay? My cancer hospital didn't tell me that. They used to have a whole dental portion of their hospital. They didn't even tell me that, okay? So the fact that these huge cancer organizations across the country that were in the top 20 cancer organizations in the country were providing this information that was so important was mind-blowing. Was mind-blowing and fabulous. And it was one of the best trips of my life that I took with my friends, because, you know, talking to those doctors and talking to those medical professionals about why it was so important to provide that information to these patients that were going through radiation or going through chemotherapy treatments, why it was so important to get that, was really important to me. And as part of my crusade, you know, I am always fighting for these patients. I am always telling them, I mean, it's like one of the first things I tell them when I talk to them is, you know, aside from having a really great positive attitude in fighting against cancer, I always tell them how to prevent the dental deterioration, because 2010, it wasn't that bad yet, okay? I had not lost so many teeth, and I had not gone through the immense emotional downpour of of losing my teeth. And trust me, some people say to me, man, you must have gone through that because God wanted you to be the spokeswoman, the spokesperson for talking about dental damage that is related to chemotherapy and radiation. Someone must have wanted you to talk about that, and that's why it happened to you, because they knew that you would fight for other people, which I do. I fight for cancer patients all the time, and I provide information to them, which is so important. And I'm trying to think of what I wanted to say. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy that is not just standard protocol at cancer hospitals. And when Sarah and I took that trip, we were supposed to visit 16 cancer centers, and for HIPAA reasons, they didn't all want us to come out there because we were filming it and recording interviews with patients and medical professionals and radiation techs and all these different people in these hospitals. But let me tell you, those other hospitals missed out, because we got some great footage of some really amazing cancer centers. We met some really amazing people, and we met some people that were passionate about providing as much information to patients as possible. And that is why I am all about fighting for the tooth. Well, fighting for the truth, fighting for the teeth. I'm all about talking about this stuff. So next time I talk to you, I'm going to tell you some more stories. Some war stories. Oh, that sounds funny. More stories, war stories. But I just wanted to include this. Okay, so I'm kind of a dork, and I remember all the times I had surgery and I would show my mom my gorgeous smile, and you know, most of the time I just talk like this, so you can only see my top teeth, or you can only see my bottom teeth, or you can see both of them, but you can't see everything. And I started taking these really dorky pictures and showing my mom. So I was like, look, I am sexy like this. That's actually usually when I talk to kids about this kind of stuff. I go, I have no molars, look. And the kids are usually like what? Or I go like this. Look, I look like a bunny rabbit. I go like that. I guess I can have some really cool smiles, huh? Without my teeth. It's so messed up. But I have a good attitude. So attitude is half the battle, right? And knowing that the majority of my teeth on the bottom are all composite, and knowing that this tooth, which fell out during Christmas, is entirely composite. And knowing that probably 85% of my teeth are composite. Is crazy to think that. But anyways, before I get all emotional over all this stuff, this is my fight for the tooth, my dental crusade. Because my goal with this video is not only to educate all of you and to teach you how to prevent dental deterioration, but to show why it is so important and why it is so vital for this information to get out there for people to know, so more patients can prevent it from happening to them. Because I don't want them feeling the way that I've felt. And I want them to fight for their teeth and fight for themselves, because your oral health should be just as important as your overall health. Because if your mouth is not healthy, it affects all the other areas of your body. So why would you not want to protect your teeth and your gums? Why would you not want to do that? It's ridiculous. So we gotta go, you guys. We gotta work hard, and we've got to do as much as we can to help people. And you can help by sharing this video, by sharing our blog, by telling people about UCAN. You can always be involved, even in the simplest of ways. So, I'm Rachel Schur, and Rachel Rocks. That's what I go by as well. I'm fighting for the tooth, my dental crusade. Thank you for watching.